little hard sometimes to rest, unwind. Holla if you're here because you want to leave your stress behind. Getting into overload, don't lose your flow. Holla if you're here because you wanna bury your sorrow in a vibe, honey. All of your troubles don't seem so amplified, 'cause inside we're brave. Can't take you over deeply, your appetite. Got to vibe, honey. We got the specialist beat secret supply. We put it down, and I'll be telling us, yeah. Spin another vibe, bro. We lift and light up. When the night ends, you'll be leaving on a high note. Get out, say hyper, yeah. Spin another vibe, bro. We lift and light up. When the night ends, you'll be leaving on a high note. Get out, yeah. And you'll be singing higher, yeah. You'll be singing higher in no time. Like I don't wanna go, like I don't wanna go. And you'll be singing higher, you'll be singing higher, yeah. Get out, yeah. It's a little hard sometimes to feel the quiet. Holla if you're settling, we'll let it spin whenever tired. Getting into overload, don't lose your flow. Holla if you're here because you wanted us to take control with the vibe, honey. All of your troubles don't seem so amplified, 'cause inside we're brave. Can't take you over deeply, your appetite. That's a vibe, honey. We got the specialist beat secret supply. We put it down, and they'll be telling us, yeah. Spin another vibe, bro. We lift and light up. When the night ends, you'll be leaving on a high note. Get out, say hyper, yeah. Spin another vibe, bro. We lift and light up. When the night ends, you'll be leaving on a high note. Get out, yeah. You'll be singing higher in no time. Like I don't wanna go home. You'll be singing higher, I don't wanna go.
Well, welcome in everybody to round 4 of the Kiwi Sim Racing Super Light World Tour tonight, live from a gloomy Portimao, I believe it's pronounced, circuit. And rejoining me back in the comms box this week, it is the man himself out of Hawke's Bay, Mr. Thomas McEwen. Tomo, mate, welcome in to round 4 of the championship.
Definitely good to be back. Definitely brought the sunny Hawke's Bay weather with me.
Just none of it on track.
Nah, none of it on track.
Well, that
Wasn't
is...
Portugal famously sunny too?
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I tell you what, I was looking at the forecast earlier on, and to be fair, I think it was about a 40% chance of rain, and man, it absolutely hammered down in practice and the drivers at the moment out there in qualifying. No rain as to speak of at the moment, Thomas, but we shall see how the evening plays out, and possibly more rain as we head towards the feature race, maybe even the heat races.
Oh, a fair bit of spray going on in this qualifying session too.
Yeah, too right. Track yet to dry out from the earlier rain, but I tell you what, we had a fair few puddles accumulating on the track during that practice session. None to speak of at the moment, but yeah, we'll be keeping an eye on the weather as we work our way through, of course, the first heat race that is set for 15 minutes race length, and then we do get that feature race again tonight, 40 minutes the distance.
Mandatory stop too.
Oh, there we go. So no Taylor Oakes in the race tonight. Just reading in chat there. Not going in there with no practice. I don't blame you, Taylor, considering...
No practice, no problem. I thought it was a Kiwi sim racing rule. You're not allowed to practice before the race.
Well, yeah, for some maybe. For some, maybe for... Maybe it should have been a rule made for Ewan Baker, because I tell you what, this man, he is setting the timing charts alight again. Currently you're quickest on the track, but still got a bit of work to do in that overall championship. Of course, that first round, an absolute nightmare for Ewan, but since then has been winning races and cutting that margin down, and comes into tonight with only a 29-point margin now. Man, that was out to about 80 points at one point, I think. So, yeah, Ewan's fight back continues, but it is Rob Henry leading the championship, isn't it, Thomas? You got those points in front of you?
Yes, I do have those points in front of me. It is indeed Robert Henry leading it out from Cameron Dance. Hayden Kirk in third, Justin Davies down in fourth, and Craig Brock rounds out that top five.
And not a lot between them either. Cam Dunce, we saw it last week with that massive pass to take out the feature race on the last series of corners. And then I'll tell you what, he went and done it again the next night in the NSCAR Championship and took out last week's race from the server that was being streamed. So has a bit of momentum on his side at the moment, does Cam Dunce. Let's see if he can... get himself another victory tonight. Just at the moment about half a second off Ewan Baker's pace, but no doubt as the race goes on you'll see this man forge his way to the front. Certainly shows plenty of pace so far in the few rounds we've had of this championship.
By the sounds of it, I've been a bit of a kryptonite for him. Having a few weeks off, he comes into victory lane.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, he just runs wide there. So tricky conditions. There's another car off track up the road as we bring an end to our qualifying session for the first 15-minute sprint race tonight here in Portugal in the gloomy conditions. Tell you what, we got a bit of sunlight possibly starting to merge through. Things starting to lighten up a little bit. We'll get into...
Someone flick on the stadium lights too, just...
Yeah, it seems to have got
really
a bit
get some
brighter.
beams on there.
Yeah, that would be nice. Certainly, as far as everyone watching could actually see what's going on. But we'll bring up your grid draw for tonight's 15-minute heat race. Off the front row, it is going to be Ewan Baker and Robert Henry. Out of row 2, it'll be James Jordan and Cam Dance. Row 3, it'll be Ben Doherty and Brodie McConkey. Row number 4, it'll be a B Party, Brendan Partridge and Justin Davies. Row number 5, it'll be Mitchell Campbell and Phil King. Row 6 will see Marcus Walker and Jamie Stewart. Row 7, it'll be Rob Woodworth and Hayden Kirk. Row 8 will see Ben Heron and Brad Wiggins. Row 9, Simon Honey and Martin Waugh. Row number 10, it'll be Mark Mallard and Simon Burling-Claridge. Row 11, we'll see Corey Crossan and Eric Roloffs. And out of the final row, grid 23, it'll be Christopher Pinkney. And that is your field set for the first heat race of the night. Baker. Dry conditions out there by the looks now, Tomo.
Yeah, it looks bone dry. Looks can be deceiving though in those shadowy parts of the circuit though.
Yeah, too right. We're about to find out. Let's see what our drivers are actually on at the moment, if we can. Try and bring up that as we look to go racing, heat race. Oh, car hasn't left. Robert Henry. All sorts of trouble getting off the start line. Has got it going. I think iRacing a bit loud. Turn that down as we are underway. Oh, car's off track already. That looked like James Jordan possibly, yes, in the sand trap. Brody McConkey as well, working their way back onto the track, and what a start. Early cars exiting the race already. They've had a gutsful. Well, we'll get a replay of that. Oh, in the background, it's going off. We've got a rollover. I tell you what, the lid skids continue in the series. What are we, week 4? We've now had 5 lid skids. And round 4, sorry, we've had 5 lid skids, I believe. So I get behind that. That's a great start to the series, if you ask me. But meantime,
Lewis Hamilton needs some more plank from the underneath of those cars right there.
yeah. Tell you what, we'll get a replay of that at some point. Just staying with a race out front at the moment. And Cam Dance, he has made some early inroads in this race, and he would have been happy about the C's parting ways up to P2, trying to track down Ewan Baker so they could provide an entertaining race for us in this one. Just trying to see if any, or if everyone I should say, is out there on slicks. I'm going to say they are. Yeah, definitely are.
There's not a lot of spray behind any of those cars, so.
Yeah, sun out at the moment. Oh, lock up there from Baker. That margin just starting to come down a little bit. This is what we've been wanting to see all season, to be fair. These two just go at it. Every time it seems to come close, something happens to either driver, so keep an eye on this battle out front. We'll see if we can find a replay of that early crash and our lid skid.
Halo grind.
Yeah, try and pick up who that even was. We've got plenty of action going on in this one early, I know that much. Try find what's happened to James Jordan in those early exchanges.
Might say early bet would be Justin Davies, because I think I saw him in the pits.
This is the moment with James Jordan. Hopefully we get a good look at what's... Oh, so McConkey possibly just coming across the front of the 24, making contact. They both, from there, end up in that sand trap. Mitchell Campbell, he's had a moment out there as well. We'll see what's happened here. Don't tell me he's gone over. Oh, he's gone over. He was our first week rollover. And I tell you what, he has managed to end up on his roof again. Can you believe that? Let's check out the onboard shot here for Campbell. And just gets turned around, catches the car and just falls over nice and gentle for Campbell there. So, scenes here early. Eric Roloffs looks like he's had a moment. Oh, he's just going to be caught up in the after effects of that crash, I think. Yeah. But, well, that is your early opening incidents so far in the race. Here in Portugal, we're back live now. Baker has managed to just stretch that lead out a little bit. But that's, oh, we got magic tricks now from Campbell.
Try to teleport back to the lead lap.
Yeah, possibly. Possibly. Great call there, Tomo. It's Baker leads it 1 second over Cam Dance at the moment, and these guys back here look like they're having a humdinger at the moment. That's Marcus Walker, I think, just fallen back a little bit at the moment, possibly a bit of damage on that car maybe.
Who knows what's happened to the floor underneath. If he's hit one of these sausage curbs.
Yeah, well, yeah, certainly dropping off the pace a bit, falling through the field, and look at that lap time for Baker, 1:36.304. Cam Dance through with a 1:36.716. Wow, the rest
down lane, so he must agree with us that the sausage curb's too high.
More contact in the background. Hayden Kirk and McConkey again caught up. And that has got some steering damage now in McConkey. He's going to park it. It's Baker. Cozza plus 18 in 3 laps. Holy smoke. Corey Crossan up to P5. You asked the question before we went live. Tomo, answered for you.
Off the back?
Off the back, up to P5. That's Luke in the chat. Luke, you weren't keen on joining in for the run tonight from the rear of the grid. We see this most weeks from Corey. But tonight made massive progress in the opening heat. Nice dry conditions out there at the moment, but that forecast cloud set to pick up again, Tomo, so will we see a bit more rain before the feature race just to spice things up possibly?
Bring on some wet and wild action featuring Corey Croissant.
Yeah, I'd get behind that. Right on board with him. Do a lap around Portimao with Corey Crossan. Getting in the chat there, Cam Dance is at a moment. You can see him falling through the field. He's down in P10 now.
Oh shit.
Let's listen to that this thing go for Corey. Nice and smooth.
Of course, we don't have a P12 at the moment either.
He's missing his transponder. That'll be Mark Mallard. Not sure what's going on there.
Got to plug in his MyLaps.
Yeah. Those great shots here. Aboard the Red Bull sponsored car of Corey Crossan.
Of course, these onboard shots really show the elevation change here in Portugal.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
At Portimao, it's lots of blind corners to do some lid skids on.
Yeah. So some fast flowing corners too, doesn't it? That'll be.
Never get to fully see the straight.
And that is a complete lap around Portimao with our current 5th place runner, Corey Crossan. Well, can we pick up something of what happened there for Cam Dance? Yeah, looks like he's had a few moments out there, to be fair. We shall check in. What has happened to Cam Dance? Was in P2. Oh, we don't want to do that. We want to see this one. Oh, just hits that ripple strip and that fires him into the fence. Oh, look, you can see the damage done to that car. The right rear. And that is all sorts of messed up for Cam Dance. So a trip down pit lane for Dance. That's the reason for him falling through the standings. Currently in P15.
But says he's still on the lead lap, but he's just came into pits now, obviously.
Yep, just down pit lane now. We'll pick up where Baker is. Yeah, I would say about to go a lap down right now.
Get an early visual on what this pit exit looks like, because it dumps you just on the racing line there. We could see some carnage there later on in that feature with the mandatory stop.
Yeah, too right. And of course the top 12 invert. Results from this one at the moment, Justin Davies would be your pole sitter for that 40-minute feature race, and certainly he would support that, no doubt about that. Starting off the front row, Baker still leads the way. Doherty in the Duff sponsored car up to P2.
Man.
Running a different livery just about every week at the moment is Doherty.
I'd hate to be paying his rep applier man a stickerer.
You telling me that Cam Dance had a lid skid, Taylor, or? Because if we did, we'll have to go back and have a look at it. Because no one gets away with the lid skid without it being shown. So we see Doherty here.
Everyone's blank.
He said there was a lid skid too after on his way in. So let's just go back and have a look. Possible lid skid for Dance. Oh, there you go. Holy heck. That was a biggie, all right. That's Mark Mallard. Mark Mallard. Absolutely nowhere to go. Oh! And that's something you saw down at Miani in the weekend. That's
some
huge.
Peterberry team straight lines for sure.
That was massive from Mallard. We'll have another look on the outside, and oh yeah, that is huge. So both of those cars, no doubt, down pit lane. Dance. Man, that was massive. See if we can
I never
run on
understand
board.
why you'd swing for a car that's just half in the grass.
He tried to get out of the way, but oh, collected big time. So there you go, huge moment between Mallard and Cam Dance. Lucky Taylor's in the chat. Caught that one, but out front, still Baker leading the way. A huge margin now over Doherty, 12 seconds. And just over 2 minutes to go in this one. Robert Henry sits back at P3. Was your championship leader coming into tonight's racing. Nearly had a wheel over the pole line. Bit of a grass cut, you reckon?
Can never swing in a car that's half on the grass. It always goes poorly, just us old Gibby.
Oh, that was huge, wasn't it? I saw that on the stream, absolutely massive. Henry.
I'd like to say I saw it live, but the sun was just right in the way for that one.
Right in your eyes, couldn't see anything. Bit
Right
of
in
a
the eyes.
battle going on in the background here. B Party, Corey Crossan getting amongst this one. James Jordan too.
Surely 3 wide turn 1.
Yeah, Jordan's brought himself back into this battle nicely after he had that early off-track moment with Brodie McConkey. Speaking of McConkey, he's down in 19th at the moment, a lap down. Crossan, what's been a massive run so far, will bring up your biggest movers. He's surely going to sit right atop of that one, up 16 spots. Pinckney up 13. He currently sits P9, make that up 14 spots. So good run from Pinckney as well. He came from grid 23. Eric Roloff's up 10. Ben Heron up 8. And Burling Claridge up 7 spots. So some big moves have been made out there
Big-
so far.
The big moves, a lot of people just not going off the track and not getting taken out, just able to get those freebies
Yeah, too right. Get their
on
way,
top of the actual on track ones.
get their way through the carnage, that's for sure.
This is an
Still, that-
unusual sight this year. 2 Red Bulls nose to tail actually battling for position.
Oh boy. I don't know how whereabouts Baker is on the circuit. Are we going to see another lap from him? Time almost up in this one for your race leader. Get back to that battle.
It's 10-4.
So he's got a long way to go yet. And this one, white flag is out though for your race leader, Ewan Baker. And he has a huge margin at the moment, 13.1 seconds. Still no rain on the radar to speak of. But we know
Lightning
what...
strike, we have to go yellow, surely.
Yeah, surely. So, Baker, comfortable. Very comfortable victory. He'll be happy with this run again. Try and close that margin down to the championship leader at the moment, Henry, who sits P3. And he is having a very consistent run so far in this championship. Baker's got Cam Dance up in front of him. So Dance just looking to stay
Surely we see some more teams action.
on the lead lap. Look at Dance putting plenty of pressure on Woodworth at the moment, but it is going to be a race victory for Baker. Gets it done in the heat race. Doherty. He's going to bring it home P2. Just from Robert Henry. We'll get back to this battle further back. James Jordan, Corey Crossan. Crossan happy with his effort in that one. Home in P5. Cars crashing after the flag. Don't mind that one bit. Christopher Pinkney had a great run. A lock up of the right front there. Phil King, another one who's had a good race.
Pinkney was our back row man.
Yeah, he came
He's
from
gone
23,
a
so
mighty
yeah,
way up.
he's up 14. Yeah, and Crossing up 16. Some big moves in that one. But Baker, man, can he be stopped in that feature race? Someone's going to have to pull out all stops to compete with him today. But, well, P12 start for him. He'll be celebrating, no doubt. Plenty of smoke behind that car. He missed all his celebration skids. Typical. 23 cars started. Looks like 16, was it? Nah, surely more than that finished. Martin War was a lap down. Campbell, McConkey, Kirk, Wiggins and Mallard all a lap down. So we go to our warm-up session. See if anyone waiting in the wings. Tell you what, Taylor's in the waiting room, so we can drag him in for that 40-minute race. We'll get our race winners' thoughts though. Ewan Baker, well, mate, I tell you what, all sorts was thrown at you in the practice session with the rain. Come heat race time, all cleared up, and mate, you cleared away from the field.
Yeah, it's definitely a challenge. You get your eye in when the track's underwater and sort of know where the grip is, and then you get thrust into the race and everything changes. You try and figure out where your braking points are, how fast you can go. It's a challenge, and I'm glad I managed to pull through and get the win.
Yeah, too right, and that helps in the points situation. Last week was a fantastic week for yourself. Managed to close the margin down to 29 points, so again, taking some points out of the championship leader at the halfway stage. Still a
Yeah,
couple of rounds to go, so...
Yeah, exactly. Clawing it back bit by bit. I'm at the point now where if I average 10 points around gained, then that's a championship. But yeah, easier said than done, especially this series, these cars. But it's positive start tonight. Try and stay out of trouble. I've said that I think 3 weeks in a row now, and I've always managed to get myself into some kind of mischief. So fingers crossed tonight's the night I'll have a clean feature race.
Yeah, we shall see. Of course, 40 minutes, the only thing that's on your side really is coming from P12. If something happens early in the race, plenty of time to make it up, and with the pace that you've shown so far tonight, no doubt it shall be done. But like you say, hopefully you can avoid any of that and have a good run in the 40-minute feature. But Ewan, mate, congrats on getting the heat race job done. And while you're in here, mate, anyone you wanted to thank?
Yeah, big thanks to the team, Kiwi Sim Racing. Big thanks to the sponsors as well, Speed Nation, InspireNet, Scott Technology, and Shoewater Studios.
Awesome.
And again, shout out to everyone here tonight and you guys as well.
Yeah, awesome.
Cheers.
Well, cheers again, Ewan, for coming in for a chat with us, mate. Good luck for that 40-minute race, and we'll see if we're talking to you at the end of it.
Yeah, cheers. Thanks for having me.
Cheers. Here you go, race winners' thoughts, Ewan Baker. And well, we set our sights now on the 40-minute race. Ahead of them, Taylor. Welcome into the comps box. on the wrong side of the car tonight, we shall say.
Yeah, I got a little bit carried away playing that game that came out earlier this year called Repo, and looked at the time and went, oh, whoops. Oh,
Oh, okay. Yeah, and well, fair call not going out there after what the earlier conditions were. Plenty of rain, plenty of water on the track, but dried out now. Let's see if it will stay that way. I know you said in the chat before that
yeah, so
nothing on the radar.
there was nothing on the radar, but we have moved down in time for the day, and from 5:15 we have more than 30% chance of rain until 8:30 currently on the radar.
All right.
So that does not necessarily mean there will be rain, just means there's a high chance of rain because you get up to 60%. But there still is nothing on the radar currently, and I'm not quite sure how much that's accurate, but track temp has dropped 10 degrees since the sprint to now.
Okay. Well, I know Tomo wants rain. I'd get behind rain for the feature race.
What I would help these Portuguese farmers out.
Yeah.
Yeah. What I would love to see is it start dry, but then go to wet, but then dry up by the end of the race, and give them a little bit of...
I agree.
I love that game of it starts wet and it goes dry, and you're playing that guessing game of when can I go in for the slicks?
Yeah.
And how close to offline can I go to make a pass?
Yeah, it certainly
Being in third position is about the best for that. Because you're not the pioneer, and you're not the second person finding out if something's gone wrong. You've got a little bit more time to work it out.
Yeah, right. Well, I'll
Or
tell
just
you what,
full send.
warm up almost has come to an end. We're about to get them gridded up for the 40-minute feature race. Round 4 of the championship. And some work to do for the front runners with that top 12 invert. Always look forward to this race. I don't know if the front runners do, but I certainly do.
I look forward to it when I finish in 12th.
Yeah, off the front, there you go. So we'll get your...
when I finish 13th.
Yeah. Here is your front row for the 40-minute feature race. It is Eric Arolofs and Justin Davies off the front row. We're back to row 2. It'll be Phil King and Christopher Pinkney. Out of row 3, we'll see Jamie Stewart and Ben Heron. Row 4, it'll be B Party and Corey Crossan. Row 5, we'll see James Jordan and Robert Henry. Row 6, it'll be Ben Doherty and Ewan Baker. Row 7, Marcus Walker and Simon Burling-Claridge. Row 8, we'll see Cam Dance and Rob Woodworth. Row 9, it'll be Martin Waugh and Mitchell Campbell. Row 10, Brody McConkey and Hayden Kirk. And we are about to go racing as things get gloomy again. Here at Portimao, underway. 40 minutes ahead of the drivers, and hopefully some rain.
Yeah, well, I've just had word back from the pit lane reporter that everybody has started the race on slicks.
Alright, there you go. Oh, McConkey! Huge! That was massive from Brody McConkey. We will get to a replay at some point of that, but out front, the battle rages. Davies leading it early. Corey Crossan amongst this battle pack, and man, that was a huge moment for McConkey. Looked like he missed his braking marker or something. That was huge.
Yeah, that's a curb strike you do not want.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter when you're if you hit your brake marker or not. The 4 wheels are up in the air, really.
Yeah, too right. So Marcus Walker again, plenty of damage on the back of that car, so something's gone wrong for him there. So we just stick with this battle pack for the meantime. Rob Henry amongst it. Baker so far has survived the opening moments out there. And are we starting to see a bit of spray? Don't think so. It's just really.
The track is still dry. The spray that you might have been seeing will be a bit of dust getting picked up.
Yeah, okay.
Because the track will still have the marbles on it from the previous race.
Oh, there's 3 wide here for Henry. He's going to move himself up into P3. Is that pass done? Phil King and Eric Roloff's going at it. And behind, almost a bit of contact. So, early stages, Davies. It's a comfortable lead at the moment. These battles going off in the background.
And we do have a small band of light rain approaching the track as well.
Oh, there we go. Big lock up there. So, rain possibly on its way just to spice it up a little bit. I guess the thing is they spent a fair bit of time in the rain in the practice session, so we'll try and pick up what actually has happened here. Check out this replay. All we saw was McConkey flying through the air. I think Cam Dance has been caught up. Oh, that was even before that. Rob Woodworth possibly here. Check it out. Oh, yeah, big contact to the back of Mitchell Campbell. Just for the follow, Jack
That's
Burton.
how Formula Ford is born.
Yeah, I tell you what, that was huge. We'll check out what has gone wrong here for the likes of Jordan and McConkey. Oh, McConkey, that is... What has gone on here for McConkey? He's just missed his braking marker, surely. And just cleaned out a few of them. Cam Dance involved, Martin Waugh.
How did Cam not go over? He went 10 foot in the air.
Yeah, we'll have a look at this replay. How good was that? How
Good old iRacing physics.
Yeah.
Oh, with more time with me, just had the Mario jump noise in there.
Yeah. Boink. Oh, and that was B-Party just looping it around. Marcus Walker. Yeah, you can already see
He's
that.
got no rear wing.
Oh, look at that. So,
No
yeah,
downforce.
he was
No rear
involved.
grip.
Cam Dance. He's had another moment out there as well.
Is that? No, that's not because of the rain. That'll be. He might have a
That's
slight.
damage from that incident with McConkey.
Yeah. He'll have a little bit of damage yet, but he will not want to go into the pits even if he's got a slight, tiny little bit of damage. He will try and hang that out until this first band of rain comes.
Yeah, no doubt they will be keeping an eye on that. In the meantime, the sun trying to break through again. So early carnage out there in the feature race. Lid skids a real thing in the series so far. We saw that one in the heat race. And almost another one. In the early stages of this feature race is Crossan leading the way from Davies.
It's just a nice tidy move using the draft. A little bit of a lock up on exit though. Will allow Justin to poke his nose in to see if he can make a nuisance of himself to Corey.
And while these two are fighting, that's going to bring Rob Henry into it as well. So keep an eye on that margin. Back to Henry, that's closing very quickly.
The three of them start battling, Ewan will be
he'll be there in no
all
time.
over it.
Yeah. You can almost sense it. He'll be encouraging it, that is for sure. Crossan leading the way. You don't have the actual points in front of you, do you, Tomo?
I don't have low points, including that previous round.
Yeah, that's alright. It's alright. It's just wondering where Corey stood in the position. Oh, it's Henry! Looking for a pass for the lead. He's going to want to get this done ASAP with a looming Ewan Baker in the background. He's got that down to under 2.5 seconds now. Crossan's going to make that car extra wide. He's going to get a bit of a bump draft here, is he? No, Davies says, I'm going to go for the race lead. Down into turn 1. Can't get it done though.
To answer your question, Corey is an 11th overall.
11th? There you go. And every week basically started off the back.
That's solid effort.
Yeah, I reckon.
Looks like Cam Dance has pitted to repair his damage.
Okay, and that's dropped him well down the order. Mark
He's
Mallard
only 15 seconds in front of the lead. Mark has
retired by the looks, and so has McConkey.
He's had a hardware failure by the looks of it. He's just dropped out.
Yeah, and McConkey I think's put it in the trailer for the night and said that's enough.
Yep, he's parked it in the trailer and gone, I'm having a beer.
Yeah. It's a great idea. Crossan though, leading the way, course, tomorrow night. NSCAR Championship. Coming at you, I believe. I'm going to have to get some information because of, I think we're up to week 6, round number 6 of that NSCAR Championship.
Another circle track, is it?
Yep.
As we look at Ben Doughty, he's got no front wing, so he'll be waiting for the pit stop to get a better front end on him.
We are heading to Homestead, Miami for the Davies Coastal 175, so make sure you tune in. There's only a few opportunities left for the drivers to lock themselves into that championship chase. And as always, a great night with the NSCAR racing, so tune in for that one. Be live from 7:55 tomorrow night, and if one reaction cam wasn't enough last week, we've got 2 this week, so tune in for that one. Carl Nedler getting amongst it, co-commentator. 2 live cams on us. Should be a good laugh, that is for sure. So don't forget to tune in for that one tomorrow night, round 6 of that NSCAR Championship. And of course, I need to give this a plug tonight. I actually didn't load the poster, but get yourself an opportunity to have a go in a Toyota 86, a race prepped Toyota 86. Go and check out the New Zealand Oh, it's all gone.
Motorsport New Zealand's posted it on their socials.
Have they? Have Motorsport
Yep.
New Zealand actually done that now? That is excellent.
Or did I don't know if I saw it on their socials. I got an email. If you're part of the if you're an official or you're a competitor, you would have had the email sent out to you for the series. You don't have to be currently hold a race license or an official's license to do it. Anyone can do it. Anyone can sign up as long as you got the content.
Yeah, too right. So a great opportunity, if you ask me, to get amongst that.
Yeah, so that's
There
is pre-qualifying involved.
Yeah,
There is pre-qualifying to get to the fastest 52 drivers, and then they whittle it down to 30.
Yeah, 30 contenders are lined up for that that prize. Of course, that test session will be happening at Hampton Downs too, I believe. So certainly something to get amongst. I'll make sure I have a advertising poster up for that. But if you want some more information, head along to NZ Sim Racing Hub, and there's a post in there, I believe, about the whole series, or head over to NZ Sim Racing TV. Plenty of information around regarding that championship.
We have a new race leader now. Robert Henry slides up the inside of Corey Croissant, who went wide at approximately turn 8. I want to say.
That margin has somewhat stabilised back to Baker, hasn't it? It's 2.5 seconds from the race lead. And,
yeah, Motorsport New Zealand has posted it on their socials.
Okay, there you go. So, Motorsport New Zealand socials, NZ Sim Racing TV Facebook page as a post, links for the entries as well. So make sure you get amongst that. That championship will be held on a Monday night as well. So I will be more organised for that in the future. But go and check out those Facebook pages for more information regarding how to get yourself entered and how to get amongst the action. I believe there's spot prizes and all sorts as well. So
yeah, so P2 will get use of a Sanyong race unit at track day at Hampton Downs, but you'll have to get yourself there and do all of that yourself.
Yeah, so I believe the first place prize includes flights and everything from inside New Zealand.
Yes.
So yeah,
that's only open to New Zealand residents.
Yeah.
New Zealand citizens and current New Zealand residents, I think.
Yeah, but just in case some of them are living in Aussie or anything, they would have to fly themselves to Hampton Downs. But inside New Zealand, it is all covered. So certainly a good price. And the price is,
the overstayer can claim it as well, can't he?
Yeah, well, I guess he's living in New Zealand.
As long as the overstayer's got a valid driver's license.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know about license actually. He's got a license to wreck everyone. Surely he'd have a license, wouldn't he?
He has to. He's racing a stock car in the not so distant future.
Oh, there you go. Get amongst it.
I'm not sure where or how, because I thought Auckland's had their last meeting for the year, but...
No, they haven't yet. Not yet, but they're about to.
There's 1 or 2 more rounds.
Oh, there goes Crossan after all that hard work, facing the wrong way. Can he get it turned around before being collected, and manages to do so? So, moment there for Crossan. He was going so well up in P2, battling with Henry, but now Henry's got a bit of a buffer back to Baker. Can he hold him off? Last time by, Robert Henry is actually quicker.
Oh, I have a feeling that this rain might come just after the fuel tank will run dry.
Oh, that would be perfect timing, wouldn't it?
Oh, that'd be great.
Because it's not, when you zoom in on the rain radar, it hasn't showed up on there yet. It's still on the zoomed out, but there is a band of rain coming. We are 16 minutes into the race, and I'm pretty sure most of the guys can only get to roughly 20 minutes.
Yeah, okay. So that's only 5 minutes away.
So this could almost be a two-stop race unless you stick it out on the wet tyres. Yep, there we go. We've got one car into the pit lane already.
Okay. Okay, so that's early, isn't it?
He is missing a front wing.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Head
He
down
has
for...
been. He's tried to hang on this far and gone. Yeah, it's close enough to the middle of the race. I'll go in and get a new front wing now.
Yeah.
And grab some fuel, but not fuel it to the end, so you can still come in during that, once that rain starts, to fuel all the way to the end with a shorter stop.
No, I'm pretty sure you'll be fine, because I'm pretty sure fuel's covered by tyres.
Yeah, okay.
No, send it.
Just go for gold, you reckon?
Yeah.
It's 25 minutes of qualifying, I reckon, for Duffman now, isn't it?
For Doherty?
Yeah, 25 minutes of just fastest lap. See how fast you can go, isn't it?
Where is Doherty in the standings?
He's...
Is he even in this race? Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is.
P18.
He's just...
There he is, down
He's
the pit lane.
the SpongeBob car that's gone down the lane.
Well, no, he's running the Duffman livery this week.
Oh, Ewan Baker's in the lane.
Okay, so Baker's decided that it's time to head down pit lane. We'll see how long Henry can stretch the fuel out. Because if they're...
No, you can pit on lap 3 and go to the end on the fuel.
Oh, okay, so fuel.
It's only the... Oh, there's someone's off in the gravel. Not sure who that was.
Tell you what, it's getting pretty murky out there.
Yeah, track is still dry. Track temp's 23, but it is getting cloudier, foggier.
So Baker's come out in P11. Not too much traffic up in front of him by the looks of things, so shouldn't have too many delays. We'll see when Rob Henry decides to head down pit lane as well. Your current race leader Crossan, meantime, has worked his way back to P3. He is carrying some pace here tonight. The last time by, he was the quickest on the circuit. At 136.456. We compare that to Henry at 137.392 and a 137.648 for Davies. So a fair bit of pace at the moment for Crossan. As we're starting to lose the cars now, the fog's getting that thick out there.
Yeah.
Does not make for great viewing.
We'll just get some spotlights on the track real quick.
Just about need to, eh?
Just get like 20 rescue choppers, just all shining lights just straight down on the circuit so we can see.
Oh,
and no one else.
Was that? No. Sorry, I thought that was just Davies then. I don't think it was. That must have been
Lap car.
B party, possibly. Yeah, it was in fact. It's got Ben Heron in behind him now. Heron's in 4th place, gets that pass done nice and easy.
Might have to go a couple of clicks up on the old brightness and the old graphic settings. I think it's getting that dark.
Yeah, I reckon. It's pretty bad, ain't it? Good old Portugal. Not to providing the greatest weather, but we are approaching...
Not on Wikipedia now, just Wikipedia changing. Portugal known for its cloudy and rain.
Yeah, there you go. 20 minutes in, basically halfway stage now for the drivers in this one. And Robert Henry leading the way from Davies. Comfortable lead. Baker has made his stop to get home, and he is currently 35 seconds behind the race leader. And time down pit lane, it looks like it's about 35, 36 odd seconds for most of the drivers. So we'll keep an eye on Baker's lap times as compared to race leader Henry. Because before he stopped, I think he was about 2.5 seconds behind the race leaders. Was Baker?
There's a 1:36 his last lap for Baker.
Yeah, same
His
with
last lap.
Henry.
His last lap was his quickest lap at 1:36.4.
Yeah, 1:36.595 for Henry too. So is managing to reel him in slowly but surely. But he will be in a bit of lap traffic too. Or into a bit of traffic, I should say. He's got Simon Honey. Oh, in fact, he's quite a way in front of him, isn't he? It's a bit of clear track at the moment for Baker, so he'll be loving it. Clicking off some quick times. Trying to catch the race leader, Henry. Brad
James
Wiggins.
Jordan with the fastest lap, not even in the top 10.
He
Yeah.
did that early on. That.
Yeah, been in the wars tonight.
As Corey comes down the lane by the looks of it.
Okay, so getting his stop done, so it'll be interesting to see where he pops out in comparison to Baker. I believe Baker's going to get past him as we see those brakes glowing there on the 333 of Brad Wiggins. So entries down a little bit this week, 23 starters. Tell you what, the opening series this year, seeing 40 odd drivers, that was something else.
Yeah, the BMWs were a little bit more robust, so the little bits of rubbing weren't really doing much to damage the cars, but in this you get a little bit of rubbing, you can break the cars quite easily.
Yeah.
So that may be putting a few people off.
Yeah, too right.
As for some people, the downforce cars, that you can go really quick in them, but you've got to trust the downforce and
Yeah.
I was say that damage, you're not so much worried about damaging your own car, but ruining someone else's race is a big issue for a lot of new guys coming in.
Yeah.
They might say, go ruin the top guy's race.
Yeah.
Make it easier. Make it interesting for us up here in the combo.
Yeah, find your limits.
But that was my issue when I started official racing. So my very first GT3 official race, I got lapped by the race leader and then got taken out by Jared Filsell at Bathurst. Well, when I say got taken out, I completely made a mistake and took him with me, which was not a good look when you took probably arguably one of the top 5 Australian sim racers at the time.
Yeah.
Out on your first official GT3 race at Bathurst.
Yeah,
Oh.
probably not.
I think I see rain.
Yeah, saw a couple of spots possibly,
I
did
think
you?
I see rain.
Yep.
Oh yes, we do. We have water falling, so this now could possibly play into Robert Henry's hands. He is yet to stop for tyres.
It depends on how wet.
Yeah, if the racetrack gets wet enough.
Because the track is still dry.
Okay, so we'll keep an eye on how heavy this rain gets.
But
Meantime, Henry...
we have lost 1 degree in temperature on the track now, and it is falling.
Yeah, we can see the drops actually falling now on our screen. So, what does Henry do? He's obviously got enough fuel to just wait a couple of laps, possibly, see if it gets heavier.
If he can wait a couple of laps, that would be really beneficial for him, because he'll be able to see whether the track will actually get wet.
Yeah.
Or whether it just comes out.
Yeah. So that could, in theory, hamper Baker's charge big time. He's 34 seconds behind race leader, but if it gets wet enough, he's going to have to head down pit lane again. So Henry playing his cards well so far in this feature race.
I can't remember if the series rules requires you to actually take tyres on the pit stop, or whether it just means you have to go up on the jacks. So if you don't have to take tyres, I would leave the warm slicks on if it doesn't get wet enough.
Yeah,
And just
okay.
top the tank up with fuel and keep the heat in the tyres.
I will be able to find that information out fairly quickly for you, I would say. Okay, so it just says a compulsory pit stop, doesn't actually say whether you have to take tyres or not.
Because at the moment it is not raining hard enough. I don't even think it's raining anymore.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's even... Maybe on parts of the circuit?
It is.
Doesn't look like it is on this part, is it? Riding on board with Henry at the moment. Tell you what, the track still looks like it's got plenty of grip.
I've only got the first band of... the first little bit of blue on the radar coming into the zoom, so this is just what's blowing in front of the band of rain.
He's going to go out another lap at the moment for Henry. Stays out. And I think that rain possibly just stopped for the moment.
There is proper rain on the radar that's almost about to hit the track.
Okay, so...
The wind has picked up from the west as well, by the looks of it, a little bit.
And I tell you what, Ewan Baker at the moment is taking massive chunks of time out of Henry. The pace definitely has slowed up, but look at that margin now for Baker, 31.9 seconds. And on average, those stops, like I said, taking about 30, high 36 seconds, low 37 seconds to do that stop. So at the moment,
Ewan Baker sets the fastest lap of the race.
yeah, and how ironic is that?
For the likes of Phil King and Ben Huron, would you not just grab some wets anyway and just take the gamble that it's going to rain, and just gamble on the fact that some of these other boys are going to have to pit again?
If they can hold out on fuel for another, looking at this radar, if they can hold out for another 2 minutes, they'll get their answer. So if they can go another lap and a half, they'll get their answer if it's the right tyre to put on.
Oh, Roloff's, he's gone. He's pulled the pin.
If you put a wet tyre on and it doesn't get wet enough, the guys that put slicks on will be an easy 4 or 5 seconds quicker, easy.
Yeah. Yeah, well, plenty to play out here in the final 12 odd minutes in our 40-minute feature race here in Portugal. Portugal's so much easier saying that than the actual name of the track, Portimao.
Yeah, it looks like Ben and Phil are both into the lane now.
Okay, leader deciding to just stay out for that little bit longer. We'll keep an eye on Baker's run here. He's going to pass Jamie Stewart, Phil King and Ben Heron and moves himself up to P2. And man, at this rate, he's going to have, I'm going to say, about a 4 or 5 second lead if we don't get rain in the closing stages of this one.
So the rain should hit the back straight first.
Okay.
So it's still raining down here, I think.
Yep.
Oh, it's rain. There you go. There you go. Rain on your screen now. Okay, so that's the back stretch basically you're talking about?
Yep.
Okay.
And it's only light rain. It's not a heavy band of rain that's coming over the track now.
Yeah, it's raining right now too. Let's jump on board. You can see the drops again. So no doubt Rob Henry is wanting it to absolutely pour down.
So track is no longer dry.
Oh, okay. And I tell you
It's
what,
mostly dry.
Oh.
As Robert goes to the lane now.
Oh, okay. So
Phil, Justin, Jamie, and Ben are all on wet tyres.
Okay, so
Yeah.
what's Henry going to do? We'll keep an eye on this. I'm going to
Yet
bring
see
that up
what
for you.
Robert puts on.
Oh, look at that. Most of the field out there, in fact. Hayden Kirk, James Jordan, Simon Honey, a lot of drivers. Ewan Baker's on slicks. Crossan and Campbell Henry has gone to wets. And here's your race right here out of pit lane. So the gamble taken for Henry.
He has put the wet tyres on.
And look at this margin, nowhere near what I thought. Henry's still leading. Last time, what has gone on there? Interesting.
Ewan might not have been able to set a fast enough lap to really
So
close
with-
it up.
So that Robert with the fuel saving would have been able to put less fuel in the car.
He's done a 36.9, a 36.7, and Baker's was a 36.9. So that
That's
doesn't,
it, the
that
same
does
time.
not explain that at all. Hey, he went in with a 33 second lead, and that stop took 36.9 seconds.
Yeah, well, there's now spray coming out from behind some of the cars, so the track is definitely getting wetter. So that last lap from Ewan was 2.5 seconds slower than his quickest lap.
Yep.
So the track is getting slower.
Let's see. Baker, he'll be tiptoeing this one at the moment. 2.5 seconds. He's stretching out the lead.
And he's got 9 minutes to run. It's whether the track will get wet enough to warrant him putting some dry tyres on, some wet tyres on, or will Robert come back through on the wets?
I'll tell you what, Henry's losing massive amounts of time at the moment. 3.5 seconds now, the margin.
Yeah, he's on cold, wet tyres. Ewan has already got his new set of slicks, the 8 laps old, so he's up to temperature. They're up to temperature, so they're able to handle a little bit of water on the track.
Oh,
He hasn't
man.
got that. He's only just starting to get a little bit of spray behind the car as he comes through. As he comes through there, so there isn't enough water on the track to warrant to get spray coming up. But the part of the track that does get the slipperiest first will be the curbs. So he
5
might be
seconds.
best to stay off the curbs.
That margin now is blowing out back to Henry.
Yes. So it could go the other way for Henry. Corey is on warm
Slicks as well.
slicks as well, and he's just taken 2 seconds out of Robert there.
Yeah, so
And then it's a 30 seconds back to
Mitchell Campbell.
Mitchell in 4th. So Corey could still be on for a podium. Robert could be on for a podium here, but it may not be in 2nd.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. That was the gamble. Do you take the wets, the rain? Yeah, it's still falling. Like you say, not a lot of spray coming off the cars.
The track is now very lightly wet.
Okay. There's still 7 minutes to go as well, so
So the track won't get any wetter than it is now.
okay.
We are coming out the other side of
Those
the
showers.
band of rain.
There you
So
go.
the track won't get any wetter.
Well, Baker came in early, took slicks, and at the moment looks like it's playing into his hands, and that margin, that crossing is just taking massive chunks of time at the moment. Out of that margin to Henry.
Yes, that's
I do just have confirmation on the tyre rule. You must change tyre in your pit stop.
Oh, okay.
yeah. So that is why Robert went to wet tyres
Wet
rather
tyres, slicks.
than slicks.
Well,
Because if he'd gone out on cold slicks, it would have been even worse
yeah.
than cold wets.
Well, it was
Having the
def-
warm slicks on the car is so much better.
yeah, it was
As
def-
Cam Dance comes to the lane.
Well, that'll be another stop for Dance. Down in P9. So it was a gamble, wasn't it, for Henry? The rain did start to fall. Went for the wets, but man, he is leaking time huge at the
Yeah,
moment.
Yet to see if Cam Dance actually stops in a box, or whether it's for incident points and he's just got a drive-through.
Yeah, possibly drive-through.
No, that is a drive-through. He has not
there
come
you
to the
go.
lane.
Okay, so drive-through served for Cam Dance down in P12 at the moment, and here we go, Crossan on Henry. Corey Crossan, he started the night towards the rear, about P20 I think it was, and now puts himself back into P2 in the feature race.
It's just a hot slick tyre against a cold wet. Probably an overheating wet now actually. Not enough moisture on the track to keep the tyre cool.
Mitchell Campbell, can he rein in? Oh, I don't think so. No, big too much, I'd say. Campbell last time by a 140.0. Ewan Baker last time by a 130.586.
138.5.
Yeah, 138.586. Sorry. So
if he was doing a 130, I'm going. Jesus.
He's hauling.
Where's he got that extra pace from?
Yeah, so they were doing. I think the quickest they got
He's
down
running
to,
2 seconds slower.
Yeah, the quickest they got down to was about a 134, wasn't it? In that heat race. I thought I saw
that would have been with a draft too.
Yeah, okay.
But by himself with no draft in this race, Ewan did a 36.2 quickest lap. So he's only running 2.3 seconds slower at the moment.
Yeah.
And the track's now mostly dry, so the wet tyres are going to be buggered in a couple of minutes' time.
Yeah, so that Baker definitely made the right call as far as tyre compound.
Yeah. Pitting that little bit earlier.
What have we got
to get the warmth from that new set of tyres? Only got 3.5 minutes left to run.
Yeah, we've only got 18 cars left in the race.
Yeah, it's Brody, Marcus and Simon have all gone.
And Rob Woodworth. So Baker leading it from Crossan. Henry back at P3. Just a few minutes to go.
Yep.
In the feature race tonight. Baker, he's going to go 2 from 2.
And Mitchell is 2 seconds a lap quicker than Robert at the moment, but he hasn't got enough time to close in 15 seconds.
Cheers for the follow. So Baker, 13 a second lead over Crossan. 17 back to third place Henry. So it's not really going to take a massive chunk of points out of Henry's lead, is it, tonight? He's only finished a couple of spots in front of him in each race. So it'll close it down to probably about 25 points.
James and Ben Dowdy having a bit of a ding-dong battle here. As SpongeBob tries to do away with the Red Bull.
Through the fog, they appear. Yeah, don't forget tomorrow night, NSCAR round 6 of that championship. We'll be picking up server 1 as well. So I know just about every THD member is going to make the server again. Julian across in server 2. So tune in for that one tomorrow night from 7:55 PM. And then we'll be back next Tuesday with round 5 of this championship. And I believe you said we were heading to Road America, Tomo.
Yes, Road America, and I've just quickly done the math. So that takes the points down to 25 between Ewan Baker and Robert Henry, but that doesn't include the heat points because I can't remember who finished where.
So I know Baker finished 2 places in front, same as this one, I believe.
Tell you what, Cam, after facing the wrong way at the start of this race, Cam is back up into the top 10 after dropping right to the rear.
He's done a great job, hasn't he? In P9, but Baker's going to see the white flag and no doubt the checkered flag first
yes,
tonight.
23-point difference. going
Okay.
into the second to last round.
Okay, 2 weeks, so he's going to need a bit of luck going into those final rounds, and Henry really just needs to keep the consistent finishes coming. It's been a great battle between these two most of the year, to be fair, in the early championships, Baker and Henry. Baker gets the white flag one more time around the circuit, crossing. Back in P2, has had a fantastic run tonight. Robert Henry, P3, just didn't quite get that luck with the tyre compound and the rain. Tell you what, if that rain had have got a bit heavier and the track was wet, it would have been a magic call, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Carnage as well, I reckon. With half the field having to come back down the pit.
Yeah, it would have been a ripper call, but unfortunately that rain just, it disappeared on him. He's been battling since. Did come out in front, but just lost those wet tyres overheating. Lost a massive amount of time now to Baker. Baker, he hasn't put a foot wrong tonight. Lap time still quick as at the moment for Mr. Baker, but he will round the last corner and claim a race number 2 here in Portugal. 2 from 2, crossing. He's going to claim P2, and no doubt he will be rather happy with that result. Championship leader Robert Henry survives on the wet tyres to claim P3. And Mitchell Campbell, after being upside down in the heat race, has come home P4 in the feature race, so he'll be happy with that effort.
We get a scrutineering check on the top of that car. I think it might have some weight reduction going on in
Yeah.
that roll hoop.
Yeah, a few marks on the halo, no doubt about that. Eric Roloff's another one who played a good strategy on the slicks. After, I'm pretty sure we saw him go round in the early stages, he's going to bring it home P5. It's a good result, top 5 finish for Roloff's. We'll get to Baker, he'll be celebrating out there in the 34, another race win.
Well, Campbell did another. That was also a good race for him because he was in the lane at the end of lap 1.
Yeah, and he was on his roof in the heat race, so...
Yeah, so he was involved with that lap 1
Incident?
Yep.
Pitted,
Got the new tyres, filled the tank up, and did 25 laps on the one set of tyres.
Yeah, good finish for him there. P4. It's for the raid Corey. We'll see if anyone waiting in the wings for a chat. Who have we got up here? Henry, Baker. We'll drag in Rob Henry. We'll get his thoughts on that race. Robert, you came into tonight as the championship leader. Sorry to take you away mid-chat. Tried to gamble a bit there when the rain came down. Chuck some wet tyres on. I tell you what, if the rain had to come down a bit heavier, that would have played into your hands beautifully. But unfortunately, the rain went away and you were stuck on those wet tyres.
Yeah, mate, look, I stretched the fuel as far as I could in that one, and we got to the empty tank, and I had to make a choice. So as I was coming through the final sector, it came down pretty hard, and the weather forecast in the game showed 100%. So I figured send it for wets and see what happens, and as it happened, I got a lap or so back out onto the track. Ewan went by, and then the weather changed. The rain stopped, and I was about 3 or 4 seconds off the pace from there. So it is what it is, but points are the name of the game. So I think I dropped maybe 4 points to Ewan tonight, even though Ewan got the 2 wins. So I think I'm still in a pretty good spot.
Yeah, definitely. With only 2 rounds to go, it's certainly been about consistency for yourself so far this season. And another podium finish tonight, and still go away from here with the championship lead is always a good thing.
Yeah, I do think,
look,
unfortunately for you, Robert, when you did pit, you had to put the wet tyres on, because otherwise if you'd gone out on cold slicks, I think you would have been around at the first turn.
Yeah, I was definitely not interested in cold slicks on a damn track. That's for damn sure. Look, if it wasn't for round 1, where I had crashes in both races, I was able to recover and score some points. But with that massive field, the loss was quite significant.
Yeah.
So tonight with a smaller field, Ewan took some damage on lap 1, and I thought, great, perfect opportunity. Let's go. But as it happened, he pitted early enough to get the damage repaired, that he was able to have hot slicks when the showers came. So advantage to Ewan. It's interesting the way these things work out. But hey, this is exactly what we wanted weather in iRacing for, right?
Yeah, too right.
It's not about just when it dumps down like a freaking monsoon.
Yeah.
This is much better, like where you can actually play a strategy and you got to pick the right tires, and there's maybe an option either way, which could work out. So that was a fun race to be a part of, to be fair. So,
yeah, too right.
Credit to Ewan for making the right call.
Yeah, it was always going to be a gamble, but still, like you say, a great finish as far as the championship points go. Well, while you're in here, Robert, anyone you wanted to thank or shout out?
So obviously, shout out to Ben Dowdy for being the admin for the series. He's running a pretty tight ship. He's been doing the last few series this year. So shout out to him. He's been awesome. And there's some competitors out there that have been pretty unlucky as well. So I think those guys need a shout out as well for continuing to come back and racing in the series despite some poor luck.
Yeah, too right. Well, I tell you what, a great finish for yourself. Congrats on the P3 tonight, and onwards to Road America next week.
Yeah, all good, Mint boys, and hopefully, I think you had 1 lid skid tonight, so more of that next week.
Yeah, too right.
Actually, had 2 in the sprint.
Yeah, love it.
Nice, love it.
Awesome. Well, cheers for popping in for a chat, Robert, and we shall catch you next week.
Thanks, lads. Catch you later.
Awesome, cheers. Here you go, thoughts from our 3rd place finisher tonight. We'll drag in this man, get his thoughts. We dragged the wrong person out. Corey Crossan, mate, I tell you what, from the rear of the field, charged way through the field in heat race number 1, and now dropping yourself on the podium in the feature race tonight. Another good run for yourself, and starting to make a bit of habit, making your way into the comms box.
Oh, it's got to be good, doesn't it?
Yeah, too right. But no, I'll tell you what, challenging conditions out there for you tonight, but made all the right calls, stayed on the slicks, and well, played in your favour.
I don't know how, mate. I purchased this track about as the session went up and got in and went, oh no, it's fucking raining. How am I going to learn this? And just went off track. And then, I don't know. I just seemed to somehow piece it together in the race. It was awesome. I really enjoy that track when it's not raining.
Yeah, well, you wouldn't have known that you hadn't been on it, to be fair, because you showed plenty of pace, especially in that first heat race. I think your lap times were right up with Ewan's, so mate, top
shit,
effort.
were they?
Yeah, definitely were. So you were hauling ass out there.
I wasn't there to fuck spiders, I'll tell you that much, like.
Too right.
No, that was awesome fun.
Awesome. So yeah, a great finish for yourself on the podium. Came into tonight a bit down on the points, but hey, you can start climbing that ladder the more consistent finishes you get, and I tell you what, it's always a good watch coming from the rear of the field each week too. So
I think it's the only way to do it. It makes it entertaining for you guys, and for myself. It is good fun, and of course we put some big bombs in there, but try to be as respectful as you can when you're throwing big bombs.
Yeah, too right.
Yeah, so your average race pace when that rain started to fall was only about 0.3 of a second slower than you and Baker in that rain.
Yeah, in the final there.
Yeah, in that final when the track got wet, you're only 0.3 of a second on average slower than Ewan.
Yeah,
Which
right.
Ewan being Scottish should mean he's okay in the wet, because I think Scotland is wet all the time.
Yeah, he lives in the rain. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's from Dunedin, lives in Dunedin too, doesn't he? So.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. There you go.
That's why they put a roof on their stadium down there.
And, awesome effort from yourself there, Corey, mate. While you're in here, did you want to shout out anyone, give them thanks or anything?
Well, normally I'd say the Sigma boys, but they're all useless. None of them showed up tonight. It's just me representing.
Yeah.
So
Someone's
there you go.
gotta
There's your
do
shout out, you bunch of cunts.
Hey, someone's got to
it.
do it, Corey. Someone's got to fly the flag.
Yeah, bloody oath. Of course, you guys as well for commentating and what have you. Bloody awesome job, guys. We'll hopefully we'll see you in here tomorrow night.
Yeah, too right. Awesome. Cheers for coming in for a chat, Corey. And yeah, we'll see Ends car tomorrow night, mate.
Awesome. Cheers, guys.
All right, with last man to Dragon now. It is our race winner, 2 from 2 tonight, Ewan Baker, mate. Another great performance out there, and well, you didn't really have a choice, but you went back out on slicks. In the end, played into your favour, and a comfortable margin, 16 seconds.
Yeah, I'll tell you, when the rain started and I pitted and was on slicks, I was absolutely shitting myself. I thought, oh, this is gone to hell. It's all gone. But yeah, I just thought push on, see what happens. And surprisingly, yeah, the track just didn't get that wet. And with the rain sort of coming in waves and showers, I lucked out.
Yeah, I tell you what, you had pretty good pace going still when it was raining. So obviously the warm slicks, Taylor touched on that a few times tonight, but those warm slicks being out there at the right time, I guess when that rain came, you were able to survive. And yeah, Henry came out about the same when he came out of his stop, but being on those wet tyres and the track drying out, ultimately, yeah, played into your favour.
Yeah, just unlucky timing for Robert, really, because honestly, if I was in the same situation, I would have put wets on. To me, especially with my experience of rain and iRace, and once it starts, you get a lap, maybe 2, you can survive on the warm slicks, and then it's just a nice skating rink. But yes, shockingly, didn't happen this time. So finally a night that went to plan, and yeah, can't complain at all.
Yeah, too right. And I think you clawed back about 4 points tonight. So the margin again closed, probably not as much as you wanted it to, but take 2 weeks to go, 4 races still left to close that margin down and see what you can challenge Robert Henry up the top there.
Yeah, exactly.
You want an
like
updated margin?
I'm looking at it right now, actually. I was about to touch on it. So, yeah, I said needed 10 points average, only 6 on Robert Henry. So
6 tonight,
24,
there you go.
23 points behind him. But with that, I've jumped up to second in the points. So
oh, there you go.
Really gone so much better than I could have imagined, especially, when I was chatting to you guys round 1 during the feature race. I was like, it's over. It's double points. That many people in the grid. I was, 64 behind the lead. So really, I was going to give it an effort, but I didn't honestly believe that I could make it happen. So, to be sitting here and knowing I just need to keep my head down next 2 rounds, it's a good feeling, and send it, see what happens.
Certainly a bit of a challenge for yourself as we approach those last 2 rounds. Road America next week. We shall see how it goes for yourself. But 2 from 2 tonight, like you say, a great effort. Done exactly what you wanted to achieve tonight. And we move on next week. While you're in here, you want to quickly shout out those sponsors of yours again?
Yeah, why not? So, shout out again to Kiwi Sim Racing and sponsors Speed Nation, InspireNet, Scott Technology, and Shootwater Studios. Awesome.
Well, congrats on getting the double done tonight, Ewan. And, mate, we look forward to seeing you next week at Road America.
Yeah, cheers. It's going to be mad with the slipstream there, so should be fun.
Yeah, it should
it's going to be a very, very draft-heavy track, and pretty much drafting the whole way around that track.
Oh, well, that's
Let's
something.
get abound.
Yeah, it's something to look forward to, that is for sure. But, well, from us here in Portugal, cheers everyone who has tuned in to the stream tonight. Don't forget tomorrow night, Ends Car, round 6, getting underway from 7:55. Tune in for that one. Big thanks to you, Tomo and Taylor, for coming in and helping me out with the comms again tonight. Appreciate that. But from us here at Portugal, cheers again, everyone, and we will catch you all tomorrow night from Homestead, Miami. Cheers.